Hey guys, today we're going to talk about the topic of air and environment. Our aim for today is to tell you how to reduce sulfur dioxide, oxides of nitrogen and carbon monoxide emissions. Well, as you can see from the PowerPoint slide, you can see that for sulfur dioxide emissions of Ontario, Canada, the greatest amount is from smelters at 50%. This means that smelters, which are part of the industry and the factories of a country, produces the most amount of sulfur dioxide emissions. So, in order to reduce, we can clean up the smokestacks of power plants, or use reduction methods in coal utilities. We can clean up exhaust pipes of cars and also use alternative energy sources. Okay. For reduction methods in coal utilities, we can use coal containing less sulfur and the washing of coal. As you can see, it is also known as coal switching and coal cleaning. You can study the diagram on the slide. Another reduction methods in coal utilities is using devices called scrubbers to chemically remove the SO2 from the gases leaving the smokestack. It is something like the image shown on the PowerPoint slide, which also removes sulfur dioxide emissions at a low capital cost and a high operating cost. Next, you can see that another method is absorption and adsorption, which are postcombustion processes. You can study these processes from the diagram on the slide. Lastly, this slide is showing you the effectiveness of the methods of coal cleaning, coal switching, fluidized bed, and absorption and adsorption. As you can see, adsorption has the highest percentage of 95% in the reduction of SO2. This means that absorption is the most effective in reducing carbon dioxide. Coal cleaning, on the other hand, is at 40%, which is the least amount of all. Next, we move on to nitrogen oxides emissions of Ontario, Canada, as seen from the bar chart of the pie chart on the screen. Notice that the yellow portions and the grey portions is the largest portions of this pie chart, which is road vehicles and other transportation, respectively, at 28 and 40% respectively. This means that road vehicles and other transportations produce the most amount of nitrogen oxides in the atmosphere. In order to reduce these emissions, we can use a selective catalytic reduction method known as SCR for removing nitrogen oxides from the atmosphere. This is mostly used in industrial and utilities operations. We can also clean up exhaust pipes of cars and use alternative energy resources, which two methods are similar to that of reduction of sulfur dioxide. Well, SCR uses an ammonia-based reductant that combines with the NOx, which is also known as oxides of nitrogen, and is absorbed by a catalyst. Once it is in the catalyst, a chemical reaction takes place to separate the nitrogen and oxygen. This means that only nitrogen and water will be released into the atmosphere, and not harmful gases such as NOx. Using modern selective catalytic reduction methods, it is now possible to remove 70 to 95% of the nitrogen oxides that are released into the environment. The amount that is removed really depends on the SCR method that is used and the type of operation it is used with. Finally, we go to carbon monoxide emissions of Ontario, Canada, as seen on the pie chart. You can see that the green and grey portions are the largest portions, which is road vehicles and other transportations, similar to that of oxides of nitrogen. However, this is at 45% and 40% respectively. Hence, cleaning up of exhaust pipes of cars will be very effective in reducing carbon monoxide in our atmosphere. Okay, Now we move on to what is cleaning up of exhaust pipes of cars. It is the use of catalytic converters, where you can see on the diagram the methods it uses to remove the gases. For carbon monoxide, there will be a release of carbon dioxide and water instead of the harmful gas of carbon monoxide. Carbon dioxide and water are both harmless in a way. The catalytic converter is installed in the exhaust line between the exhaust manifold and the muffler. Okay, this catalytic converter is also used to remove oxides of nitrogen, where the gas produced will be nitrogen and water, instead of carbon dioxide and water. Lastly, the use of alternative energy resources, which can reduce both sulfur dioxide and oxides of nitrogen. There are other sources of electricity besides fossil fuels, including nuclear power and hydropower, which are most commonly used, and wind energy, geothermal energy, and solar energy, which are more expensive to use. You can study the diagrams on the picture. Anyway, thank you guys for listening to this presentation, and I hope you learned something.
Thank you!